Yo, what's going on, guys? Lewis here. I'm just going to run you through Smartlead's inbox management um, features, how to use them best, how you can use them, and maybe run through some replies and examples and just talk a little bit more about that. So, yeah, I'll not waste any more time. Let's get straight into it. So, the master inbox here is where you'll find all the replies to your email campaigns. And obviously, if you're running multiple campaigns, and you're going to get a lot of replies. You're going to have some do not contacts. You're going to have some wrong person. So this is why it's good to use the filter. You can also look for leads. Say if your client wants to double check on a certain lead or wants you to refer to the conversation that you had with that lead when the call's booked. And this button here, fetch replies, this, as it states there, retriggers the system to fetch replies from all connected inboxes. So you can click that if you'd like. There you go. I haven't really played around with that, but yeah. So here are the filters. This is the main part of it. So here we can see email status. We've got all the different statuses of the leads from within the campaigns. So if you're tracking opens and clicks, which you probably should be in the beginning as shown in the SOP for creating campaigns, but we don't personally because we know what works. So if I click these won't come up, but yeah, you can track through opens and clicks. Someone's obviously clicked a lot in your email but hasn't replied, then you must have piqued their interest somehow. So you could also let the campaign run out through that and just keep an eye on it. Replied, these are obviously the ones you want to be looking at. These are the ones that go back to us. Unsubs, bounces, just want to ignore them. So we can look at the replied here. And then just move my face. So the next is lead category. And this is where you can categorize leads based on the sentiment of what they reply. So I'll just show you this. So if we apply all the replied leads, we've got some here, interested, do not contact. And the way you do this is just in the top right. So if we're looking at this reply here from Trevor, based on his reply, I'm just going to assume that this is interested prospect that just wants to learn more. So he could categorize this lead as interested, and it would show they're interested. And this is good for when you're doing follow-ups and you only want to find the people that are actually interested in your service. You can do meeting request, but interested. And then if you apply this, you can find all the leads that are interested, and then you can only focus on these for the follow-ups. Obviously, it's going to be some different circumstances, which we'll talk about now. So if it's the wrong person, you would reach out to that person. And I've got a reply template here I can show. So referral, we'll call it. So you can say, hey, employee name of the person that they refer, your name from your company here, and then use it to your advantage that you've been referred. This can be a good way to get your foot in the door. I can send you this doc of some reply templates, but I'm sure going through some of Andre's training, you'll be good on that front. So yeah, this is the lead category, and it's worth noting that within the email campaigns, you can get the AI to automatically categorize the leads. So I'll show you here. Intelligent AI lead categorization. If we tick this, then based on the replies, Smartlead will automatically categorize the lead as interested or do not contact, yada yada. But obviously it is AI, so it might not be 100% accurate. So maybe just keep an eye on this and start doing it manually for the time being. So yeah, categorizing leads, a great way to clean up the inbox, make sure every lead is at a certain stage. So when you're following up with prospects, it's more clear as to who to reach out to, who to ignore, and it'll keep your inbox tidy. So yeah, email campaign. This is what it says on the tin. You could filter through the replies to which campaign. The email account, you could filter through replies to which email account it came through. But I don't know if I'd really touch this. it's not really too helpful, in my opinion. So you've got team member here. Again, I don't think that's hugely helpful, so I'd probably just ignore these two. And tags is where it could get cool. So if you come into settings, you can create tags. So you could use this to your advantage. We're currently using it for the clients that are on inbox management and the email accounts that are in bad health or the ones that are warming. So what you could do is you could create a tag. Let's make it purple, and we could say one campaign is for a TikTok offer. You could maybe say TikTok, and then you could apply this tag to the campaign and then filter through that inbox management for only seeing the TikTok campaign replies. Or you could do it alternately with targeting. So say you're reaching out to, I don't know, Web3 companies. You could make the tag Web3. But yeah, you can play around with this. Whatever works for you makes more sense. If you're doing a lot of volume, then it might be a lot easier for you to start adding tags so you know who is who. Yeah, client name. We are obviously an agency, so we got a lot of clients. So this is useful to us. Probably not so much to you. And reply date range is what it says in the tin. But yeah, we follow the protocol of just replied or lead categories, and then you can see in your inbox where they are and at what stage. And yeah, we also have the search lead feature. If your client is asking what status is someone on or wants to see the conversation before their meeting, you can obviously search it up in here. And yeah, that's pretty much the inbox management feature. Obviously, to reply, you would just come in here, and these are some more features. You can block the lead, which I'm not sure why you want to do that. Resume the lead, which would put them back into the campaign. Resume with a delay. This can be good for out of office replies. So you can just put them back into the campaign for when they come back. Markers in red if you want to come back to it. Ignore reply. Or push to a subsequence, which we'll touch on at a later date. So yeah. That's pretty much it. I'll show you some more features just here. So obviously this is where you reply. You can CC, BCC. I'm not sure why my laptop can't scroll down right now, but we'll come back to that. To this, so we can forward. So you can forward it to someone else or set a reminder to follow up on the lead. And this can be good if we're in the interested and you just want to remind yourself to follow up back with that lead. But we would probably recommend just creating a Google Sheet, like a mini CRM, and just having all the leads in there. We can show you how to push them through there with Zapier, so it's all automated. And yeah, we've got some replies here. I'm sure you'll probably be going through some of Andrew's training on inbox management, but we can send this. This is just some of the replies that we use. And you got to remember, the goal of inbox management is to sell the call. We're not giving away too much here. It's all about just enticing the prospect to get on the call. And then that's when it's down to your client to sell. So your job is just to get them on the call. And you'll see here with the pricing, never tell them the pricing. Never give too much away. It's always sell on the call, because that way your client can do what they do best. And you will obviously look better for it as well if you're selling more calls. And then follow-ups, you could obviously space these out. So from the first one, so if a prospect replies, you reply, they don't answer, follow up 3 days later. They don't reply, then follow 5 days after that. So 8 days from the initial reply, and then just continuously sparse them out. The goal of the follow-up is always to bring them back to the original email, because as we know, life can get in the way. Prospects might be on holiday, having babies, like these things happen. So it's always important to follow up. We've had some instances where it's took like 20 follow-ups. But yeah, just keep following up, and we'll share a ton more follow-up templates. We just included these as an example. So you could say things like, just what are your thoughts on the previous email? It can be as simple as that. can be pushing for a call again. It can be sharing another case study. It can be a price incentive. It can be literally anything that just piques their interest and brings the attention back to the original email. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I've covered everything here. Or maybe one more thing is we can share this Google Drive, which is full of examples of booked meetings, so you can get a feel for how to do it good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you've got any questions, reach out in the channel. And yeah, thanks for watching.